babe.
Hey! How's it going?
Really good, mate. Really good. The sun is out. This week has been unreal with how many inquiries we've had and businesses we've spoken to, we've got so much strategy and planning on the go.
Yeah,
I feel pumped.
I do feel pumped. I want more hours in the day. I'm just there's so many ideas.
Always, babe. Yeah, always.
But it's a good problem to have.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah, when you kind of want more time because you've just got so much good stuff on.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So big things happening.
What are we talking about today?
Today we are going to be keeping it a little bit more Lucky Night focused, I feel.
I thought you were going to say keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Although everything that we say in this podcast will of course be true and very real.
Because we're not smart enough to lie, really, and keep up with it.
God, that is true.
We call each other out absolutely not.
That didn't happen.
Didn't. In that exact voice as well every time. No, it didn't. I think you'll find you've had several beers.
Just the one.
Yes.
Just the one. No, today we are talking about the benefits, so 5 benefits of using design templates.
Oh,
so how they help your business, why you should consider using them if you haven't used them before, and what makes them so great, what makes them such a good resource, really.
So, why is it? Number 1. Can we have some sort of icon? Number 1.
No.
You're no, because I'm editing the
Do you remember what we just said about having more time in the day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's my time. You're doing the editing.
Interesting.
Which I believe is free.
I will, not on camera, but I will hit you.
Yes. Help.
Okay, so number one.
Number one
is how much time using great design templates will save you. So when I say design templates, I mean websites.
Yeah.
I mean social media templates, even things like email marketing templates that you can get online that sort of give you a rough breakdown of what you should be using, all things like that. They are just such exceptional tools we've just been talking about it. We wish there were more hours in the day.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time to do all of the things. Templates can really take a lot of that load off of you. So, especially we've used email templates in the past, and they can be really useful for generating ideas, a little bit like AI. You don't want to copy them completely. This is true of all templates. You do not want to be copying them exactly.
Yeah.
But to use them as a really good base point, like you would for AI-generated blogs, so maybe you use ChatGPT to get some bullet points to work from, you wouldn't copy and paste an entire blog from ChatGPT. I can never say it. ChatGPT.
Mouthful.
So you would not use a template exactly as you bought it. You have to put your own spin on it. You have to make it your own. But even...
And why do you have to do that? I know the reason, but...
So
just so I know.
Templates.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to look like anybody else, you
What's our favourite word? Your target audience.
Target audience.
That's the thing, because that's made for everyone, isn't it? Everyone to use and kind of pick up what they need. But you and your business have a person that you're trying to target. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure that you're hitting that person. So it's not a copy and paste.
100%. You have to put your own flavour on it. You have to put your own spice to it. Otherwise, people are going to look at it and say, oh, that's a template, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
So,
but you don't use social media templates, do you?
I do.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Of course you do. No one's got time for that.
Can you actually imagine the amount of time that I would have to spend every single week?
Yeah.
If I had to make them all from scratch?
Yeah.
So no.
I mean, I know you do spend a lot of time on Instagram, so sometimes I won't put it past you. Let me just drag this item here.
It's very important to me. The look of our grid is very important to me. I'm an aesthetic person.
You are.
Okay, so that's number 1.
Yes.
Time saving.
Perfect. Love it.
Talk us through the next one, Liv.
The next one is for idea generation.
Okay,
because it's hard, man. There's not much going on upstairs a lot of times. I'm just kind of plodding along, really.
We're busy.
So that's what kind of where they come in with we've all done it when we're, scrolling through a load of either templates or even social media posts, and you can kind of see that maybe they're templated or it's someone who's used it over and over again. And it just kind of helps, and it, sparks that bit of, of an idea, that would be good, I can do that. The same way that we do with our reels, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We'll kind of see what's trending, we're like, oh, that's good. Yeah. And it leads to something, and that's what, leading it back to ours, our website templates, we get feedback all the time of just it really helps guide. We had great feedback the other day. Someone had kind of got one of the free kind of Squarespace templates. She said, and they wouldn't, it was fine. It was, bland. She said, I just couldn't do like the blank page. She said, I didn't know where to like go with it. I didn't know, it's scary, that blank page.
The anxiety that you get from having no content guidance whatsoever.
Yeah.
A social media post is bad enough.
Yeah.
An entire web page.
I know.
So I think our content prompt system in our Squarespace templates is so key to that.
It's one of the big things that we get all the time. Like, that was so helpful.
Yeah. Because that's the hardest part. I think that the majority of business owners, especially now in like the age of social media, everyone's a dab hand at things like Canva, and most people have got the eye for it. Like, having the eye for design isn't the difficult thing.
Yeah.
It's the knowing how to build like a high converting structure and all that content. That's the tricky bit. So that's the bit that we try to do.
And I think having the eye for design makes it worse. I know, for me, because I know what looks good, but I can't do it. And so then I try and build it, and I'm like, I know it doesn't look good, but I don't have enough skills to know how to make it better.
Yeah,
how to make it better.
I hate that feeling.
And then you come along and you're like, oh, you just need to move this and change this colour. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Did you ever, this is a little bit off-piste, but this will be interesting. Did you ever hear that Ira Glass talk? So he is the podcast presenter of like This American Life, and he's just a big like radio publisher in the US. Yeah. He's really cool. And he did a talk a few years ago about like being a beginner in the creative industry and why like we all hate all of the work that we do. And it's because of that, because we have that design eye, we get it, we just haven't built the skills. So we can create something and we know looking at it that it's shit, but we don't have the skills yet to make it good. And so what you have to do is just keep making stuff. Yeah. Just keep going. Like, push through that part where you feel like all of your work is crap. And this is true of web design as well. Yeah. If you're using a template and you've created one page and you think, I hate the way this is looking. Yeah. Do the next page and then do the next page, and then it will become so much easier, and you'll go back to that first one and you'll fix it in no time.
I think I did hear that talk, and that's why so many big beginners quit and stuff like that. And I think as well, some of the guidance was, so he kind of said to copy, but like not exactly. And like, that's what a template really is, isn't it? Yeah. Is that it's structured already there. You can change it how you like, but you're copying basically. Yeah. It's already there. I can move things around, and I mean, a template I can change my colours, change my font, and it's, the content, and I'm near enough. But
I'd forgotten that you said that. That's amazing. Yeah, he does. He says, take work that is well designed, aka a website template, and make it your own, because that is easier to do when you build your skills.
When you've got the components already there, it's just a lot easier to obviously make a good design, because it's almost already there. So
I think this leads really nicely into our next point, number 3, which is that you get all of those benefits. This is kind of web template specific, I think. Maybe email templates too, of improved structure. Yeah. Because as we were saying, like, it isn't the visual and aesthetic design part that's actually the really difficult bit. Yes. It is designing those page structures that flow, that work for your user, that people are able to see it's like a story and a journey. Yeah. That's the complicated bit. And you don't have to do any of that when you work with a template.
And I don't know if you know this, but I love myself a little bit of SEO.
You sure do.
The structure of your website also matters for SEO reason. It tells like Google and the other search engines, that's why we structure ours as in, here is a contact page, and we call it contact. It should be as simple as possible that Google can kind of read. I'm assuming it has their contact details. It's small things like that and grouping stuff together. So so those kind of things, and if you it's hard to know if you don't know, isn't it? As always,
it's impossible to know if you don't know. Yeah. So all of that difficult structure and SEO work with a template, done for you, babe. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Make it your own, but you don't have to worry about it.
That's kind of boring. I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love boring. Well, I just,
No, I am with you.
Do you know what I mean? If you're running a business, you don't want to be like, Googling, where should I put this? Should this be in the footer? Should this be in the header? Does it need to be, that's done for you.
Absolutely.
That's not the fun part, is it?
It's not the fun
part. It's not the fun part.
No, you're absolutely right. And we can't all know everything. So, outsource.
I think I do. Thank you.
Okay. Outsource the bits that you can.
Exactly.
And a template does that beautifully.
Definitely, yeah. So, next on the list actually is easy access to professional designs.
Yes. This is a biggie, because obviously, as a designer, I know that one-to-one professional design is spenny.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money. You know, the design process is in depth. When you are paying a designer to do like full-scale work, like a web design or brand design or anything like that, it's a lot of time outlay. So with templates, you get access to all of that skill.
Yeah.
But because it will be sold to multiple people rather than just you, the cost gets split massively.
Yeah.
And so instead of paying thousands of pounds for a website, you can get one for a few £100 and about a week of your time.
Exactly.
Not a full week, but you know.
Are then all the websites just looking the same?
No, because as we talked about in point 1, you have to put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
And you know, so one of the big reasons that we specifically started making templates was because when you look on like Etsy or anywhere like that, there are loads out there and there are some phenomenal ones. But they're all a very similar style because they are kept as simple as possible to appeal to the widest possible audience.
Yeah.
Which, when you're making templates, I feel is quite a good strategy.
It's a very smart move. That's not our move.
But
we're not smart.
It's vanilla. And there's nothing wrong with vanilla. Vanilla is absolutely delicious, but it is not the only flavour. And there should be something out there for the strawberries and the chocolates and the mint choc chips among us. I fucking love mint choc chip. It's the mint choc chip is the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
That's why we're friends.
Oh, it's so good. So yeah, our templates are wacky enough that no matter what you do to it, they're never going to look the same as the next person. And also, we make them for people that are going to do a lot of editing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because they're creative.
I mean, I'm always shocked, kind of, you know, you do those posts and reels and stuff about changing them, and the amount of times I've messaged you, like, is that a different, are you working on a new template? And you're like, no, it's the same one.
No, babes.
No, babes. But it's amazing.
I
mean, especially to the untrained eye, but changing the colours, changing the fonts, you know, moving stuff around, and suddenly it's so different. And as you're saying, I think because Instagram posts kind of have a style, like in like a certain genre, such as like gym aesthetic or something like that, isn't it? Those kind of aesthetics. Same with web design, same with like all design. They do follow a lot of structure. So you worrying about it being a template and everyone looking the same, you know, they all look the same anyway, but there's similarities, you know, there's...
For good reason. There's a reason that like most good websites have like a big banner at the top with some bold text and a button there. You know, those things are there for a reason.
Yeah. And your user also does expect it as well.
Yeah.
You know, if your logo and navigation is not at the top, they're going to struggle.
100%. Yeah. So they're not all going to look the same. No. But they are all going to look professionally designed and beautiful.
Lovely.
So it's a win-win, I think.
There we go.
Okay, and then I think actually that we've kind of touched on this already, but the last point that I'd like to make is that the styles that you will use with a template, so the things that you'll create with a template, they're like tried and tested. There's no trial and error. You're not starting from scratch and going, God, I really hope this works. Yeah. And if it doesn't, I've got to do this all again in the next 10 days. You know, we are professionals. I've already said that.
We don't act like it, but I promise you we are.
Fuck that. But we are professionals. We know what we're doing. These styles that we are creating, the structure, it's tried and tested. We know that user journey will convert.
Yes.
Because we've been creating websites for 10 years.
Too long.
10 years each. So that's 20 years combined experience, just in case you didn't know. And so we know a thing or two. And you don't have to do all of that hideous trial and error by yourself.
Oh my God, yeah. And also, you don't want to do the trial and error on your own business. Do you know what I mean? I know, you know, you've got to learn and you will make mistakes in business and stuff like that, but not when it comes to design.
You don't want to go into anything completely blind, do you?
Yeah.
Because
you want the tools. And that's what it is. It's a tool. Yeah. It's a tool to use, you know, and everyone does it. You know, you're a designer, you use them all the time.
All the time.
You know, and in lots of different ways, whether it's like kind of like doing mock-ups and stuff like that. Yeah. Of course, you know, it makes
I pay for templates all the time.
Yeah.
For like mock-up imagery and oh god, I can't think of anything else, but all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff like that. I used Canva templates to make PDFs.
Yeah.
I used
Because also it's a good jumping off point, isn't it?
100%.
I mean, the same with code. Code is shared. You know, it's not. We don't reinvent everything every time. Someone makes some code, everyone goes, "Oh, well done, mate. Can I use that?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And we share that around as well. So it's like that same.
Yeah, you're not going to sit and type by hand like things,
Yeah.
you know, things
That
that
thing
have
that's
existed
already
for
done.
5 years.
Yeah, exactly. When you can just go, "Oh, just take this. Thank you very much."
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's really what we're trying to get at here with the template thing is that we're small businesses. Most of us service-based. Sometimes we sell a cheeky product or two. But we're not reinventing the wheel here. We want something that works well,
Yeah.
that appeals to our target audience,
Yeah.
and that is like fun and easy to make and
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
And I think that's the crux of it, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
Take a bit of that pressure off because we've all got enough to do.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks, babe.
Woo.